My name is Mark, also known as uThermal, and I'm a Dutch Terran player. I started playing StarCraft 2 because my brother bought the game for me. I played a lot of StarCraft 1 with my father and my brother, and one day I came home from vacation and the game was on my desk. My brother bought it for me and I played with him. And yeah, basically my brother is the only reason I started playing StarCraft 2. Yeah, my brother is better than me at every game we played. I was always the type to play the same game for years because I wanted to get better. And he would only play for like 1 year or half a year and switch. But he was always better in every game than me. I remember in one game, we decided to twin names. We had the same names. And they would always ask him, why are you twinning with such a bad player? Because he was always so much better than me. Yeah, I think he's proud. Ever since I started getting good results, my parents as well, my brother always started watching my games. And even from winning my first local LAN in Belgium, I think, they were always very proud of me and supportive. I just picked StarCraft because it was what I was playing at the time. I remember I was like 15 and someone introduced me to Team Liquid. I was playing some StarCraft, like Master League or something. And then I saw the TSL 3 announcement. And my mind was completely blown. I saw the first place got like 15K and I was like, holy shit. I thought maybe I could win some online cups. I was playing Craft Cup and the first place was like $10 and I was like, I'd be super happy if I was able to win that one time. It's not like I was playing for the money, but that's the game I was playing and I could make money, so I decided to put more time into it. In 2016, when I was able to travel everywhere, I really enjoyed it. I went to Mexico for the first time. There were 2 stops in China. I really enjoy traveling to new places and stuff like that, and now it just feels like the scene is very static, so to say. The events are always the same. I don't get to go too much, but I really enjoyed the traveling aspect. Outside of pro gaming, traveling is one of my hobbies and passions. It fits really well with the job because I really like to travel, and now I get to enjoy that a bit less because I have to practice and it's always the same events I've already been. So I would definitely prefer to go back to the old system where there's a lot of smaller events. Last year, 2017, I didn't perform that well, and even though I'm the kind of guy, when I don't perform, I can become a bit emo and I can be like, oh, I don't want to play anymore. I always have this, I have a hard time giving up on anything. I just have to go, and I have a goal, I have to keep going. Every StarCraft Pros has it where you just want to give up so many times because it's really hard and stressful, right? But I thought to myself, I still want this, I still want to go back to winning championships, so I thought, even if it might not work, I still want to try practicing in Korea because so many people have gotten success from it that I thought to myself, as a StarCraft Pro, if I take myself seriously, I at least have to go one time to practice and see if it helps me in my career. I really like living here actually, because in the Netherlands back at home, I'm always very isolated. I'm just practicing alone. But even the other things in life, they're mostly alone. I walk in the forest alone, I gym alone, things like that. But here, everything feels like it's combined, and it's a really nice team effort, I think. And I feel like doing everything together with people with the same job and passion, I think is really helpful. And even the small things like cooking together, and I really enjoy those things here. The hardest part about being a StarCraft pro gamer is that you're alone. Even if you're in good shape, it happens that you lose sometimes. And because you're just alone, it's only on yourself, it can be really hard to keep going. I'm sure no matter who it is, it could be Innovation, the best player, or Zest, everyone has a moment where it's hard to keep going because you're alone and it can just be really difficult. So I've had trouble when I'm on a losing streak or something, like in tournaments, that it's really hard for me to motivate myself and stay positive. Like last year in particular was really hard for me because I went from a really high peak to like, I mean, it's not like I dropped super low, but it felt like it, right? Like I went from winning a championships, getting top 4 at basically every event, to being like a top 16-ish player. And it's really hard because especially the drop feels painful, because previous to 2016 I was actually a top 16 player, sometimes top 8, and if you keep getting those results, like it's not exactly making you feel great, but it's just normal, you know, it's the normal way to live. But when you go from winning championships and like being really high placed in general to placing lower, it's really hard mentally, because all the year I felt like I should be getting higher, and the next event I'm getting higher, but I just kept failing. So it felt like I was just getting failure after failure. And so far I still haven't really climbed back up to my previous level. And I find it really hard to go back after such a drop. I think that's the biggest challenge I've had so far. My goals are always way too high. Like my goals are always unlimited. Like I'm the kind of guy that would like to, you know, win 5 BlizzCons in a row or something. Like I really believe in my ability. Of course, I know winning 5 BlizzCons is kind of out of the question for anyone, but I always want to achieve the highest. So even if I go to an event, even if I'm not in good shape, I will want to win it. Like I will never be content being top 4 or something like that. I think I'll play StarCraft 2 until there's like an alternative. I think that's what most pro gamers' mindset is, and like there's some pro gamers that are already like nearing 30 and maybe they want to move on or something, but I think most pro gamers right now are pretty young. Like, you know, Sarah, me, Laser, me, like we have a lot of years to go if we want to. And I think most of us will play StarCraft 2 until there's like Warcraft 4 or any replacement really, or, you know, it could be anything. But I don't think any pro gamers really set on quitting StarCraft anytime soon. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I'm actually really thankful for the fans, because a lot of the times I've been down and I post on Twitter, I actually have a pretty good community of my own that supports me up every time. You know, cheers me up, supports me. So for me, it's actually a big part. Like I've said in previous interviews, like sometimes I kind of depend on it a bit too much, but it really helps me. Like I can feel like complete shit, and then after having a lot of support from my friends on Twitter or whatever, I can actually feel good again and be motivated. So my fans are actually a big part. I'm still going like this. And even though I might not have been having the best results recently, I actually think I'm gonna be back soon. So look forward to my next championship.